I want to welcome you back to Black Site, and tonight we're going to talk about the Reade sexual allegations against Vice President Joe Biden. Reade, for about a year, has been saying that Joe Biden has sexually assaulted her back in the early 90s. She told her office manager, but they told her to be quiet. Now a video has come out on Larry King back in the early 1990s when her mother called into Larry King and talked about sexual allegations against the United States Senator. Reade has been trying to get help for over a year. She went over to the METOO movement, which is headed and supported by Alyssa Milano, who happens to be a Joe Biden supporter. And over there, Anita Dunn, who was part of the Obama administration, she has left here. And when she went over to try to get help against Vice President Joe Biden, they turned her down. She went on several talk shows. She's been on Hill Rising. You can go over and see the interview with Crystal Ball and Zahan. And she expressed what Joe Biden did to her back in the early 90s. The fake news media in America, basically the liberal mainstream media, refused to cover the story. But when they tried to cover the story, the New York Times, they tried to cover it up for Joe Biden. Joe Biden even had the audacity to have his campaign call the New York Times and change the headline of the story. This is how much the liberal mainstream media is in the pocket of the Democrat Party and basically the Pravda of the Democrat Party. As you can see in this photo, Joe Biden, there are hundreds of pictures of him touching women inappropriately, smelling on children's hair. It's all over the internet. You can see what Joe Biden is truly about. And if they had pictures of Donald Trump doing the same thing, they would be rolling it 24/7. Donald Trump said those statements about slapping whatever in that video, but everybody knew about Donald Trump. His life was on page 6 in New York every day. Donald Trump wasn't no clean man. He'd been married 3 times. What do you expect? He was an open file. But Vice President Joe Biden tried to play the clean family man. And if you hear the Reade show interview on Hill Rising, it's extremely disgusting. But the mainstream media refuses to cover her. Like I said, CNN had to cover it because her mother called up Larry King, which used to be on CNN. But the problem I have is you hear all these Me Too people who went after Judge Kavanaugh, now Justice Kavanaugh, but none of them has come out against Joe Biden. So if you are on my team and you commit sexual assault, it's okay. They have tried to vilify Reade by calling her a Russia asset. She says she's only telling the truth, and you had another victim come out. If you remember, her name was Lucy Flores, and they attacked Lucy Flores. See, I don't believe in coincidences. See, these same people vilified Bill Cosby, vilified Tavis Smiley, vilified so many African American males. But when it comes to one of their own, Joe Biden, when it comes to protecting Bill Clinton, the so-called Me Too, Time's Up movement has nothing to say. You see the ladies on The View, Whoopi Goldberg, Joey Behar, Sonny Hostin, screaming like wild banshees against Judge Kavanaugh because Christine Blasey Ford didn't get the opportunity to express herself, but she did have her opportunity to go against Congress. Reade has only been on a couple of shows. These Democrats are hypocrites. This left-leaning movement is hypocrites. These feminists are hypocrites. They went after Katie Halper at The Guardian. They went after Ryan Grimm, who helped bring out information on Weinstein. This is how they have an army to protect Joe Biden. And this is why Joe Biden is running out so fast to get a woman as a vice presidential candidate. He's trying to cover for his actions that he may have done. Now, I'm saying these is allegations against Joe Biden. They went months on with President Trump because of a video he made on Access Hollywood. They brought out the porn star. Remember her? They spent a whole year on her and Michael Avedani. But when have you seen a 24-hour drumbeat of jihad against Joe Biden? You have heard nothing. In the way they have vilified this woman, Tara Reade, by calling her a Russian asset, like they have called so many people who disagree with the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is becoming a wicked party. A party who doesn't, if you speak out against the Democrat Party or someone within it, you will be punished. You see what's happening down in Georgia, and you see what's happening. Vernon Jones, who disagreed and said he was supporting Trump, which is his constitutional right, he was attacked. He resigned from office. Karen Whistlet up in Michigan, who thanked President Trump for her almost dying, and she went to the house, the White House. They have censored her in Michigan. She will receive no help from the Democrat Party. But Joe Biden, a man that we have seen hundreds of pictures, they call him Creepy Joe. That's his nickname. How the hell you get a nickname like that unless you've been doing something you weren't supposed to be doing? And how does the mainstream so-called media cover up for Joe Biden? How does Alyssa Milano, this trolloping tramp, who's always got her face on TV, where's Rose McGowan? Where's all these so-called women on the left marching in front of Joe Biden's campaign office, calling for justice for Tara Reade? They say she's a Bernie Sanders or somebody. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that she said she was violated by Joe Biden. And why she can't get any help. Did you know they turned her down, saying they will give her no help, no money, no lawyers? She filed a report with the Washington, D.C. Police Department. They supposed to be investigating, and you know they're going to come up with nothing, because Washington, D.C. is run by a Democrat. Joe Biden is not a good man. You know what he did in the past. You know what Joe Biden did when he said his hero was a segregationist, a Mississippi senator. He stopped busing. 1986 Sentences Act, 1994 Crime Bill, Telecommunications Act, that now you see all these companies owning the media. That's why Time Warner owns DirecTV and everything. You got 6 companies that own all the media. The World Trade Organization. This is why China could keep all the products to themselves. This is why the supply chain was so messed up when we couldn't get face masks to our PPE people in America. The Iraq War. He has been on the wrong side of history his whole life. And I'm telling you, he's bad for America. Joe Biden should be put through the same rigor they put President Trump through, but it won't happen. They'll cover for him. They'll cover for him by any means necessary. Remember what Malcolm X said? They'll make a guilty man look innocent and make an innocent man look guilty. Thank you very much.